Switching over. And we are live. Excellent. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Legacy of Mythal campaign. Excitement tonight. I'm very excited. Last week, the heroes learned of the arrival of the cult caravan from Akincelabon, and then the harper, Shafiri, showed them a palanquin traveling through the lower city. They snuck out in two locations where they glimpsed Resmir and a bald Thayan man within the palanquin, both dressed in purple robes, and followed them through the city up to Baldur's Gate. Spot set the top of the palanquin on fire from a nearby rooftop, while Luna and Alamir pretended to be a dog with her master chasing after her. As the fire spread, the pallbearers set the palanquin down and ran off south towards the docks. And then Alamir heard an invisibility spell being cast from within the palanquin and counterspelled it. In response, the Thayan, who was heard to be called Galvin, jumped out of the palanquin, saw Alamir, and hit him with a powerful bolt of fire. Then Resmir emerged from the other side, ran up and dropped Alamir with a single blow from his greatsword, and then turned and struck Luna, breaking her wild shape. From the gate beyond the fight, the guards, the members of the watch, begin yelling out and shouting, "Half-dragon! There is a half-dragon in the city! Summon the mages and reinforcements!" And that's where we rejoin the story and our heroes and their battle with two powerful, potentially worm speakers of the Cult of the Dragon. Alamir, at the top of the turn order, made his first death save, and it is now Jinx's turn.
Jinx is going to run up. I run up to right about there, and I yell out, "Luna, move!" And I use my bonus action to telekinetically shove, or to pull, in this case, or push Luna to the left one slot.
Okay. So
if he doesn't know technically,
or...
he has to accept it to the left. If you want to get pushed that way, you don't have to. But
I'm accepting it.
Okay.
And then I will actually cast a spell, and in a 30-foot block.
30 blocks wide, okay.
Yeah, 30 blocks wide. That would be...
That's hallucinatory terrain.
Meteor swarm comes from the sky.
I cast Bahamut's Ultimate Strike. No.
And a gelatinous cube appears right there.
And just in case our fellow Bahamut person didn't see it, that would have been the damage. Well, the 788.
So
anyways,
in Jinx's mind, he goes, "Squishy you head." and then in the real world, what do you do?
And in the real world, I'm going to cast a Hypnotic Pattern in that 30-foot block there. So it's a DC 16 Wisdom save.
Very good. Okay. We will start with Galvin. So Galvin, Wisdom save.
Nope.
Misses, but will use one of his legendary resistances to have it not affect him. Resmir will do a Wisdom save and also misses, and will use one of his. Will use one of his legendary resistances to resist it.
And I go, "Oh shucks, that didn't work." I did not mean to do 2 boxes there, by the way. And then I will move back. I move back like 50 feet, going, shoot, that didn't work.
All right. And it's Smock's turn.
All right.
Leave the homework alone. Stop eating it.
Oh, I thought you was talking to me.
No, you're not in animal form. We're good.
Yeah. It looked like a great casting. Like, why didn't it work? So what are you doing,
behind the
Smock?
fire?
I'm contemplating my options at the moment. All right. 30 feet.
Well, our tank calamar is down.
So just a little reminder. So Resmir is dressed in actually just dressed in the robes, but has obviously his dragon scales as armor protection, and is wielding a greatsword. Whereas Galvin is, also just wearing the robes, but and is wielding a large staff.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. I will cast Bless on Spot, Jinx, and Luna.
Spot is not within 30 feet because he's member up on the roof. Actually, you can't even see him.
Yeah, he said he's hiding.
He
Yep.
said he's hiding. Okay.
You could have cast before you moved up and been able to get Hef too. Or the third one could be on you.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do the third one.
Or Alamir. He could use it.
Can you?
It does
Can
help
you?
with death saving throws.
It does help? Okay. Well,
it
then, you
does.
know what? I would do that. Yeah.
Alamir's
Alamir, Luna, and myself. I figured
Well, let me-
Jinx is probably not
Wait,
gonna.
let me double check actually, because
I think you have to accept it. I think it has to be.
You know what? I
Willed.
could be wrong.
I think this is willing targets.
I could be wrong.
Which
No.
you're never not willing, right?
No.
Even unconscious.
Bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range.
Okay,
And,
never mind.
and
I was
there's
wrong.
no caveats.
But it's only attacks or saves.
Attacks or
and
saves.
so a death saving
Death
throw
throw
is a
save.
save. Yeah, so it does apply.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
You know he's going to need it no matter what. So
Yeah. So,
we love
Smock,
you, Alamir.
Luna,
No, we don't.
Alamir.
All
And
right.
I am done with my turn.
Okay. So Smock. So first off, Luna with your passive perception, and Smock with your just focus on military tactics and looking around just to kind of get a sense of where people are. You both see Spot move over, or actually, what happened? How come I went all the way down to Gavin? I don't. You see Spot peek over the top of the building up above, and it looks like he is carefully surveying his options, looking at the side of the building and the various protrusions and the burning palanquin. Probably, it looks like he could be looking for a way down, but is still on the roof. And then it's Galvin's turn. So, Galvin will pulls from within his robes this shiny blue mask. It looks like a blue, it's made of the scales of a blue dragon, and he places it over his head, over his face, and then he is going to, you hear him, he says, Resmir, we should go, my friend. We don't know how long it will be before the rest of the watch and the mages show up. And then he will moves around to the other side of Luna and will strike out with his staff. Let's see. So let's go ahead and do it this way. He attacks. So fifth.
Armor's class is 15, so.
Yep. So, okay, so that hits. So then it's going to do a total of 17 damage. And then he'll try to strike again. And misses. And a third time. And hits for another 14.
Ow. Thunder and lightning.
Yes, and the staff hits you, and these crackling bolts of energy come rushing along the length of the staff and surrounding the body wherever it strikes you.
That hurts.
And then it's Hef's turn. Hef doesn't necessarily have to get closer, but the burning thing is in his way.
No, never mind.
He is going to, if he moves here, he can see Galvin. He will attempt to hit him. The longbow. Nice, and he does in fact hit. Does 7 damage, and with that, he's going to do the same thing he did last time. Actually, he's going to use one of his superiority dice and use it for maneuvering attack and yell out to Smock. Smock! You can move around again. I'll distract them. And you can use your reaction if you'd like to move half your movement again. And that is going to be his turn. So then, Shafiri, the tiefling, 5, 6, 1, 2. We'll move up and run a few steps past Hef, double move to and take in the situation. She's, what is going on?
Question.
Why?
When you're done.
Why are we fighting? What? And she just seems very confused. Yes.
Are the guards that are yelling and screaming, are they just standing at their post yelling and screaming, or are they closing in to join.
They are all
The wall guards. The wall
They
guards.
they have their weapons drawn in defensive stances.
Gotcha. That is the answer.
And they are carefully watching Resmir. Their eyes are really focused on Resmir.
Right. Okay.
But they are, and they're calling back. They're waiting for reinforcements.
That's fine.
Yeah, they're not
So are
stupid.
we.
They're not engaging a half.
I just didn't know if they had ranged weapons. Or is it just pole arms?
Actually, very specifically, they have spears.
Okay. And if it's their only one, they're not throwing it. They need it for wall protection.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. That's what I was asking.
Yep. Luna.
Decisions.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go.
She nods
All right.
at Jinx as he tells her that they attacked Alamir.
Do you say it with a smile?
No, I say it with distress.
Okay, yeah. We're distressed. I am.
It's mostly true.
That's right.
I did lie.
No, you didn't. Not at all. And I didn't do anything either. I'm just the innocent victim here.
I just
You're
want to
the
know
pin.
why
You're the pin cushion.
the last half of the line, like my interface doesn't catch it.
Yeah, there was
What
an
Jenkins
update.
said?
Yeah, there was an update with Roll20 that kind of makes it weird if you don't have your screen perfectly like at
Centered.
the
Ratio.
perfect width or whatever. Yeah, it just doesn't like certain ratios for some reason. So if you move towards the left or right a little bit, it like changes it.
Oh, there we go. All right, I can get a little more there. I'll just do it that way. I can't do too much or
No, it's okay. Don't worry, Tom. It
it
looks good.
ruins
It's
the
fine.
interface. No, but I want to see it too.
Or you just put an line in there.
And that moves it up, yeah.
There you go. All right, Luna. What are you doing with your?
So if
Nine
I
health.
step away, Resmir's going to be able to hit me 80.
Galvin is.
I mean,
Yes.
Galvin, you're right. If I disengage, he cannot hit me, right?
Technically, yeah,
I will.
you can try.
If you if you use your action to disengage, then no, they cannot hit you unless they have the same feat, the feat that the Sentinel feat.
So I'm hosed either way. So
No, Galvin's a wizard. Don't worry, he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely he has Sentinel.
It is.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a chance here. I'm going to disengage, and I'll still be able to use a heal, right?
If it's a bonus action,
The disengage
takes the action.
takes your action,
But if a bonus action is
but you
the
can
heal,
use a bonus action to if you have a like healing word, you could use your bonus action to heal.
Yep. I've got healing hands. I've got
hands are an action.
Goodberry.
I got healing word. I've
There
got
you go.
healing word.
It's a whisper, so it's a bonus.
I'm going to disengage.
Okay,
Whisper, sweet nothing. Thanks.
and you move away, and Galvin is you avoid any
Excellent.
opportunities for him to attack you.
I'm going to put myself behind Smock, and then I'm going to do healing word on him.
Very
And
good.
tell him to play dead.
All right, so 6 points.
Sorry, it's not more.
No, that gets me up. Thank you. 2 points.
And then I'm going to yell out, y'all are killing,
Innocence.
yeah,
Oh,
y'all are
don't worry.
killing the residents.
Or visitors. But I won't say anything. Last time I come to this city.
What?
We paid enough. We're residents.
Okay.
Okay. I had put. Oh, I know what happened. I switched the guards with the watch. And that's why they're no longer in. I need to put them back
the
in
turn
the
order.
turn order. Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
had 23s.
No.
So what you're telling me?
They were at like 9.
Okay.
Like I say, what you're telling us is they're basically traitors, maybe.
Yeah.
Could be. They could be on their side.
Yeah.
I've
guards.
thrown guard tokens in, but technically it's the City Watch, and the Flaming Fist are the two guard groups in the city. So,
Gotcha.
all right. So that's Luna's turn. Now it's Resmir. Resmir growls and yells out. And he says, They have attacked and threatened us, and now shown us to the city. They will pay for that.
That's a good play.
We will smear the ground with their blood. Then we will leave. And he is going to. He steps right up to Smock. Actually. And he is going to. He actually maneuvers around right here. And 5. Yeah. And he is going to shoot out of his mouth a line of acid breath that is going to hit Smock, Luna, and Alamir.
He gets knocked down, but he gets up
Absorb
again.
elements.
Duck.
So it is a DC 14 dex save that I need from each of you. Oh, and in getting there, he would just go through Galvin, so there's no attack of opportunity. So Alamir makes it. Ooh.
Okay.
Holy crap! I thought you have
I have a
absorb element.
And I also said absorb elements.
Yeah, should be in wash, isn't it?
Okay.
Or half.
So it's going to be. I guess I got to roll it this way. It is 24 points of acid damage. If you saved, it's half. Absorb elements is half too. It's resistance, right?
Yes. Resistance to triggering damage. First time.
So then everyone takes 12 points.
That's innate, isn't it?
Yeah.
That his ability, yes. He did not cast a spell.
That doesn't help. No. All right, I get knocked down. I get
Okay.
up again.
All right, and he finishes breathing the acid and goes, "Ah! two down," and looks down. And he says, 4 to go.
From the guard's perspective, we have not attacked them yet.
No, half.
There are 2 arrows in Galvin.
Well, besides half, I don't know who he is.
I don't know who did those. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Half's like, what? Me?
And there was a visible magical emanation that would have been seen, I'm pretty sure, with Jinx's magic. Correct?
Yeah, it's just a hypnotic pattern that would have affected nobody, apparently.
Yeah. They were
So he
caught
made a disco ball.
within like scintillating multicolored
But that could,
lights.
right, but he could have said he did that to control them, to stop them from all this fighting.
Yeah, nothing I'm doing is attacking.
That's right. It's
That's,
just
of course. So
apparently Alamir's not doing anything either.
the watch.
We are good new temporary citizens.
And well, actually, that was close. So this guy, these watchmen here, they go rushing over to the side because the one almost got
Sure
hit by
they
the
do.
acid bolt, by the line of acid. And they're like, and he's breathing acid.
So now he
where
attacked
are the
watch.
reinforcements?
Yeah, now he attacked the watch.
And this guy in the middle, like they look through. So the center, there's 2 doors in the center the wall gate, and they peek through, and the one says, "I see them. They're coming. They'll be
I
here
want to know what
soon."
the SOP is for this.
Alamir,
Yeah.
renewed death saving throw, please. And
There
Smock,
you-
I'm sorry. Before you roll, Alamir, Smock,
Yeah.
I need a Constitution saving throw
Yeah, to see if he holds the bless.
for the bless.
No, he
That's
does.
good. Yep.
Then add a D4 if I needed. So okay.
Public. I'm gonna roll another one. It didn't give me a chance to put with a.
It does. The D4 doesn't matter. You
A 1.
Yeah.
you rolled a 1.
Uh,
That's
yeah, I
two
thought it was-
fails.
Yeah, I thought it was. Sorry, I thought it was. There you go.
Yeah.
Advantage. That's what I thought it was. Okay,
Oh no. It's
Yep,
just a
that's all good.
D4.
that's good.
Unfortunately, so that is
Okay.
2 fails.
You should
betcha.
only have one shiny because
No.
I revived him. Would that not reset it?
It does.
That does.
But
So
a
I went from
is, a
1 to
counts
none.
as 2 fails.
Yeah, a 1. It's like a critical fail.
Just like the 20 brings you up with a
Okay.
hit point. The 1 is a critical fail. Two failed death saves.
I was trying Alamir.
I know.
So no, if you hadn't brought him up, he would have just died though. So that was good.
Uh huh.
Jinx.
So many bad choices.
Yep.
Well, gonna burn up our legendary resistance hopefully on them. I'm going to start off doing the same thing in our hypnotic pattern. Our DC 16 Wisdom save from those wonderful people.
Okay. So we're gonna start with Resmir. Wisdom save.
Yep.
Oh, he
Ouch.
fails.
Oh.
Does not use a legendary resistance and is now mesmerized. What is the effects?
Well, until it ends. While the spell ends, basically they're incapacitated and has a 0 speed until I lose concentration on it,
Okay.
or they get shaken awake, which takes an action.
Got it. Okay. All right. So then.
That's both of them, though.
Yes, and I'm going to roll a wisdom save right now for Galvin. He makes it.
He makes it, and really want to use my bonus action to make him fail it, but I have to get Alamar up, so I will use Healing Word on Alamar to hopefully give him a few more hit points to work with.
Which one got incapacitated and stoned?
Resmir.
Resume.
Res.
And
You
that
don't have
was
to technically attack him right now. He's kind of basically out of combat for now until he gets touched. But Galvin
And
can.
the healing word was for who?
Healing words for you. You got
Okay.
8 points
Thank you.
You
as I
see
use my level 1.
Galvin sees looking down at. He's been watching Alamir very closely, and he scowls and
I just wave.
curses under his breath in Thayan. At Alamir being healed. And
Alamir?
Yes.
I'm a good pincushion, apparently.
Anything else, Jinx?
No, I'm no, I'm good. I don't have any reason to really move any further.
Holds
Okay.
up his shield and says,
At the end of your turn, Galvin is going to use a legendary action.
yeah, sure, what the heck.
He is going to use all 3 of his legendary actions to call down lightning rain.
Whoa.
There's not a clone in the sky, so therefore no.
So
I mean, at least if we go out with a bang. Perfect.
That's
he's
right.
gonna call it down on Alamir, Smock, Jinx, and Shahiri, since they're the closest ones he can. Or he can.
Since I'm awake, I counterspell. Never mind.
Actually, he can't really see.
Yeah, the other side.
You can look underneath the wagon for us, probably.
Well, the wagon is
It's
at this
great.
point. It only took a couple of rounds, and you can see through through the palanquin.
Cool.
It's flames, but like the very flimsy. Yeah, so he can see everyone right now. Hef has the bow. Shafiri hasn't done anything. He's gonna hit Jinx and Hef. So Jinx is it? He may not be able to. Hold on. Snap to center.
He can. Go ahead.
No, Hef is too far away. He can hit Shafiri, but not Hef.
Oh, piss her off.
So Shafiri, Jinx, Smock, and Alamir. I need DC 16 Dex saving throws for 31 lightning damage.
Absorb elements.
Yep.
Alamir takes it, so he's down again.
Alamir's down again. Jinx doesn't quite make it. Oh wait.
No.
did
Add
Jinx-
D4 for my
You did
blast
D4,
still, right?
Yep. Smock does not make it, so it takes. But you have the
He's got the half.
resist
yeah.
elements, and then Shahiri. Dex saving throw. She makes it.
Nice. Very
So
nice.
15. Okay, something's happening here. I can't click on her. I can't. Uh-oh. Something's happening in my interface and I can't open people up.
Shakiri is mad that you're attacking her.
That's right.
All right, and let me refresh. Roll 20.
You know, from
Honestly,
here on out, Galvin's gonna think Alamir is the leader. That's why he keeps getting revived.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just don't want me
Hey.
to stand up and take an attack. That's all it is. He knows that
These are
magic
Captain
missile's
America.
gonna suck.
Okay. Yeah, the lightning, like so. Galvin like raises his staff and slams it against the ground, and simultaneously these four like almost like small isolated clouds of lightning energy engulf the four of you. And that's his legendary action. It's Smock's turn.
All right.
I'm
This
gonna
is
get
half
back
look
up.
like-
All right. I will attack Galvin.
All right.
And if that didn't hit, I can add a D4.
It does hit. Yes. There's
Okay.
both protective, like a magical shield, and also like electrical bolts that like spark when you hit them, but you break through. 12. Okay.
Glaive didn't warn us about this.
No, it didn't. 15 points of divine smite,
All right.
Ouch.
and then I will use a butt action.
Mm-hmm.
I so wish I was up.
Actually, sorry, I will attack again because I get 2 attacks.
Oh, that's right. Level 5. Welcome. Welcome.
That hit.
Yep.
A whole 4 points, but
Okay.
I will divine smite. All right, divine smite. 17 points of Divine Smite. And if it's doing any concentration, I would imagine it needs to save. Not sure if it is.
Doesn't seem.
Okay.
You've bloodied him, and as you bloody him, you see this burst of electrical energy engulf his body, and he uses it to, and coming back at you is this burst of electrical energy.
Actually, speaking of which, I had an electrical that was D8 on my last attack because of absorb elements.
Yep. And then you're going to.
Although if he's immune to a lightning, then it doesn't count. So,
which, yeah, it doesn't do anything to him.
okay, I suspected. So,
and then, and so there is a burst charge back at you. Ooh, that was
Ouch.
really high rolls. Of 28 electrical damage.
dang.
It travels back as you were striking it with the butt of, or actually with the second strike with the halberd. It traveled down the length of the weapon into your body.
Mother.
Okay, you have resistance to triggering damage until the start of your next turn. So I was already resistant to lightning.
Yep. So 14 damage.
Yep. Man. Okay, and I will still take my butt action.
Okay.
Pretty sure there's no way I can hit, even with the default.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah. Rolling a 1 in combat, there's no.
Yep. Okay, and I will actually move here,
Okay.
and then I'm good.
All right. And it is now Spot's turn. And Spot you hear Spot yelling out, knows, Alamir, Luna! Oh, and he begins, it takes him both his action and his move, but he finds his way down onto like window ledges and jumps down onto one of the corners of the palanquin, and then off, and so he's down on the main level, and that's his turn.
The next time Alamir wakes up or gets up, he wants to at least try and cast a spell.
Understood.
Just one. I'm
You
glad I'm a
do-
target. I'm
you
glad
do
I'm a target.
realize that's why he's keeping you down.
I totally understand. I totally understand. I even stayed down when Luna said, "Pretend you're dead." I wasn't gonna
he's
get
been
up.
watching you closely after you counterspelled. So he, so you're Smock. You're standing right next to him. Galvin looks you straight in the eye, and he looks over at Resmir. The question is,
He's about to
Resmir,
throw him under the bus. This should be fun.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, it
is
kind of would.
charmed, can't attack, and incapacitated, can't take actions or reactions.
He's a statue.
Yeah, the question I have though is, can he hear? Is he aware of what's going on around him?
I think he is, but
you're
he can't do anything
incapacitated?
about it.
If you're
Incapacitated would be no way.
Okay.
Actually, let's look it up.
I'm
Should say.
It just can't take actions or reactions. Yeah, can and incapacitated. Here.
I would say here to react. No,
It's
but here.
unconscious creature is incapacitated. Can't move or speak.
Is unaware of its surroundings.
Yeah, that would be hearing. That'd be sound.
Well, but that's
doesn't-
not necessarily.
Deaf.
Well, that's actually RPG Stack Exchange. Conditions. I just want to double
Right.
check here. One sec.
I feel like a puppet.
So incapacitated, can't take
It-
action.
it's-
See, because technically it's can't take actions or reactions. It's
Yeah.
not unconscious.
So I said it's statue. You just can't move.
If I just want to, if you click on it, and what does it say? Anything more in D&D Beyond? So incapacitated, can't take actions, reactions. It
Yeah.
does not specify. So since it doesn't specify, I'm going to assume possibly yes.
Roll it. Give it a chance. Just see what,
No,
see
no,
what
no.
you say. All right.
Just imagine somebody who just got like a explosion happen right next to them, and they're a little bit of that shell shock where they can hear you, but they can't do anything about it.
When you do get an explosion near you, you get dazed.
And
You
confused.
may be aware of things being said and done.
But
You
you
don't
don't
know
know
what
how
they
to.
are. You can't put them
Is it
together.
petrified, unconscious, paralysis, stunned, unconscious?
So Galvin looks at you, Smock, and he leans in close and he says, "We shall
Join the dark side.
we shall revisit this battle some other time. I'm sure we will see each other again soon." And then to his left, like between him and Resmir, a portal appears, and with a hand on Resmir's shoulder, they both fall back into it away from you before you can you don't get a reaction as they basically teleport.
Doesn't he have Sentinel?
I do.
But you have to be able to use your reaction.
His
to
reaction.
attack.
I just throwing it out there.
Yes. And they both
Can I at least get
disappear.
one attack? Darn it!
Your turn?
Oh well.
Yeah, it's our turn.
So, and yeah, so we're going to go ahead and end combat.
Okay.
Yeah,
I use 5 healings on Luna and 5 on Alamir.
Yep,
Okay.
and they're both come right back up. The watch rushes as soon as that happens, the watch rush forward and they say, "You all hold there. Nobody move. You must."
I'm on the ground.
I smirk as I go over to Alamar and just basically almost ignore them, just checking on Alamar and helping him up.
I'd like to make a report of an assault.
So how much
I
health
can't believe
do
you
get?
guys. I can't believe you guys just stood there as a half dragon came into the city and tried to attack people.
Oh, I want you to roll performance on this one.
And then a little bit later, basically about 15, 20
Oh,
seconds
nice.
later, you hear the running and a bunch of reinforcements and with two robed city mages comes rushing through the gate, and they begin moving around the entire thing, and saying, having everybody
5.
asking everybody to come up, and one of the guy who's in charge sends one of the watch back to report, And so that person will run back into the upper city. All right, who can tell us what was happened here? Who was the half dragon?
Half dragon's name was Resmir.
Resmir.
I'm letting the Bohemian do it.
Who is he? What was he doing here?
We believe he's up to no good. We believe he's rebuilding the cult of the dragon, I think, if that's the name.
You've been given all the information that I had. So
Okay. Then unless somebody waves me off, I spill it all.
The cult of the dragon.
If you guys go like this, I'll stop.
And you hear several of them say, "The cult of the dragon."
Cult of the dragon.
Cult.
Cult of the dragon.
Another cult. One of dragons. Isn't it enough that we have the cults of the many fiends of the three?
No.
Finally, Alamir stands up.
And you finally cast a spell.
And I finally cast a spell.
What do you cast?
And Smock is moving really fast.
Cast fireball, right?
He's casting the damn spell.
So, they listen to your story, and after a while, the watch person comes back, and we'll just say this person was here talking to you, and this other person comes up and whispers in his ear, and this guy looks at the guy you've been talking to, looks at you, and he says, "It seems you're going to be telling your story to the Grand Duke. Please, come inside. Come through the gate. You can wait in the guardhouse."
Does Shafin?
Shafiri?
Does Shafiri? What's the word I'm looking for? Does she? God, what am I looking at? Our story. Does she?
Support our story.
Support our story, because she's not part of our group. She was helping us find them, but does she, as a person of her stature,
She
or is she
has
shutting
not
up?
said a word this whole time.
She's
Then
smart.
I will. Right, she would be smart, but at the same time, Alamir is going to at least look at her and be like, "Do you have anything?" And if she doesn't say, and if she just ignores me, then that's fine.
She'll be like, "I don't know anything more than you do."
Okay, I'm totally okay with that. She just went down one notch on my little belt, but Alamir needs a drink.
How many hit
But
points did we get, Smock?
can. But what you have said, But certainly, what you have said, I can affirm is true. But
That's all I'm asking for. Is what went down?
But I'm afraid
did it occur? That's fine.
I am a visitor to the city as you are. I'm not sure how much more if
Right.
my
No,
my
and
word will hold any more weight.
But it's somebody who's outside the group.
Oh,
But they don't
guys,
know
just
Oh, we'll tell them that. We'll say she's not with us. We'll
as
drop
you guys
her
are
faster.
talking in the middle of these
Be like,
guys.
but look, she has a yellow border around her. She's not
That's
with
right.
us."
She's one of them. She's one of
Yeah,
you
she's
guys.
one of you guys.
That's right.
The wizards are evil.
So you.
See, that's
So
a
we're
good
just
point.
going to.
I do drop a divine sense just to check.
Oh, she's bright red.
So we'll just. So you're up in the entrance into you're right in the corner of the temple district.
You found your way in.
Yeah,
Found
you
your
made it
way
into the upper
in.
city.
That's all
Congratulations.
we wanted. We
Everybody ready to use their misty
the master
steps? Check it out of
plan
the room.
comes to yes.
Everybody, hold on.
There is, and you're sitting there, and it only not very.
What kind of room are we in?
It is. It's like a the front room of a guard barracks, like where basically where they eat, play games, sit and relax. It's just a common room.
Any of them playing games or something, or is it we just in there by ourselves?
There were 3 guards in there, 3 watch people who were sitting and having a little late night meal.
Were any of those 3 part of the ones that were in that group, or were those 3 just people that were in the room when we got in there?
When you got in there, when you walked in, they were sitting there.
Are we being? Go ahead.
Did we catch any of the names of any of the guards that were out there in the that came to report or whatever? Just watched.
You catch some of their names. I mean, it's you can make them up if you want, or
Finish what you're doing.
I start. While we're sitting in there, I will throw it that Bob and Jack or whatever are were sitting there watching the fight, and they were actually so scared that they were thought they were going to die. Their fear was just beyond belief. They couldn't handle it or whatever. Just something to basically make it make them make fun of themselves or make fun of each other later on.
They didn't come back here with you, so they can't really defend themselves. But you're not even really doing deception. Like, they were very afraid and they weren't fighting.
That's outright lying.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, I throw it out there and make it. I make it worse. I'm like, they're shaking their boots kind of level, basically.
Got it.
Basically, later on, they're going to make fun of them later.
Okay. You got it.
As we came into this room, is their town guard with us that is, quote, guarding? Or did they just leave us there as a place to wait?
Oh, they're, so the 4 of the reinforcing watchmen came with you.
Okay.
So, and they left the mages, 4 guardsmen, 4 watchmen, and the 2 mages went and began. They were using magic to search the area, trying to find where they went. And you would know that, like, it was a dimension door. They didn't that they used. So wherever they went was somewhere that they knew of within 500 feet. But then from there,
you don't know.
They could have gone anywhere. Yeah.
All right. So the question I have, though, in this room, you said it's a guard, the utility room, relaxing break room. Do they have beer or ale?
No, they don't.
I'm going to request for some. Yeah.
They'll bring you you request some beer
or ale or just something to.
They'll bring you like some grog.
That's fine. I just want to put this fire out in my throat that's full of acid.
Yep. They bring you grog, which is
Yeah.
very light grog. Grog in itself is watered down rum. This is even more watered down.
That's fine.
After a while, there is a huge commotion out in the street, and you hear a lot of voices and steps, and then the door opens, and through it steps a man who looks extremely fit. He is tall, and looks like he has lived the life of a martial military man.
Okay.
And you see all the watchmen stand up at it and salute, and he says,
It looks like a guy that wouldn't have.
At ease, gentlemen. Well, I I am told that you have knowledge of this half-dragon that snuck its way into our city. I am Grand Duke Older Ravengard, and I thank you for what I assume is service to the city, and request that you fill me in on exactly what created the situation and who you all are.
Before we start, the first thing I do is I'm going to throw out there like, well, first of all, your guards are poorly trained and very cowardly. And then go on and introduce ourselves.
The watch is more used to handling the goings on in the upper city, and a half dragon is nothing to be trifled with. I assure you, if any of those who I have trained within those within the Flaming Fist would have engaged immediately.
I don't know who trained them, but they killed me once and they killed Almar twice before we never even hit them.
He was only just partially dead.
Almost dead. Wasn't all dead.
So,
and Alamir, go ahead. Sorry.
It took legendary attacks to put us down, though.
How do you introduce yourselves?
We are the band. No, never mind.
I introduced myself with my name.
Do I know him from Merchant Run? Through the Merchant line?
You've never met him, but you've heard of the Grand Duke. You know that he is also he is not of nobility. He's
strictly of rank, not of.
He is the leader. He was the leader of the Flaming Fist, and that position and the work he had done for the city and stabilizing the city for many years helped him get elected into the position of Grand Duke. And when he got the position of Grand Duke, he was supposed to give up his position as leader of the Flaming Fist.
Yeah,
he refused and kept both positions, which makes him the most powerful person in the city.
Okay. That's just background knowledge. Got it.
So you know of him, you know that about him. You know he is supposed to be an extremely capable military leader and organizer for the city. Not necessarily the best politician. Gets outmaneuvered all the time by some of the more adept politicians on the council, but that you know him to be a caring and fair person. That's at least the word on the street.
That's fine. So, Jenkins, what do you do? I know what you said you were doing, but are you doing anything else?
I introduced myself, but then I point to Alamar because I know you are the man with the master plan as far as knowledge goes.
And Alamar will stand up after he had 2 or 3 of his grog, really, really weak grog. And as Jenkins did, he extends his hand and he says, "For the record, we defended the city from a half-dragon. Where was your guard at this point?" And I'm not making fun of the guard. They're protecting the gate. And he explains that. He says, "I know they're stopping people from getting in, but isn't it also their job to protect the outer city from having these half-dragons or full dragons or any dragon type in the city?" So the bottom line is...
Before we continue this conversation, I would like to hear a complete explanation of who you all are. You are Jenkins, and you are...
And Alamir gives all of the information and background that he wants of himself.
Okay. And so what do you tell him?
That I'm from where I'm from, who my family is, what that type of background.
Got it.
A candle keep I don't think matters, um, but the fact that I do know the city and I do know the who he is and what he is and how
Okay.
he got to where he is, those sort of things. It's just all general information.
So you give
No,
him, grew up in Hills Edge. My father's a merchant. I've been to the city.
he'll name drop it if he needs to,
That's fine.
because that doesn't affect it. Now, when it comes to the cult of the dragon, um, the original handout you gave us,
Yeah, I haven't updated the new
right.
one. I apologize.
Well, no, you got I have the DC 15 one. But the cult knowledge that we have, just the regular cult knowledge, that's information that I will provide to him. Most likely, he knows more.
So okay, so that's excellent. But back up just one bit.
Smidge.
So you told him some basic stuff. Jinx gave him basically just a name. Luna, what does Luna say?
First, before I answer, I got a question on something I would or would not know. Would I know how he was part of the Flaming Fist? Are there any ties with them in Emerald Enclave? Friendly or foe?
I am relatively certain that in the conversations and what you know about the city is that you know that the leaders of the city, and very specifically, you were told the Grand Duke, this gentleman, is a member of the Lord's Alliance.
Ooh, you don't like them.
So that is as much as the harp. Well, maybe not as much, but almost.
Well, I would know.
You know, they're the Harpers, the Emerald Enclave, the Order of the Gauntlet, and the Lord's Alliance all work together. So that you know.
Okay. So I know his organization and my organization would work together then.
Yes.
Okay. So I'd politely introduce myself. Let them know that I help heal my party as they fall, as I was trying to do. And just, do I get anything when I flash my clasp at him?
He just nods.
Okay. And I leave that at that. And we were sent here to try to figure out where they were going so we could let, whoever we knew here, let the authorities know that they had danger here because these people have wiped out so many from the area we came from. We're trying to prevent more death. And I'm trying to keep natural order of balance, which they're destroying the natural order of balance.
Okay. That's
and I leave
good.
it at that.
So Smock, what do you say?
I say I'm from El Plural, and where I did some training with Antar Froome, and I do show my Order of the Gauntlet insignia, and I say I felt it was righteous to stop a half dragon going freely through the streets because evil must be always accounted for, and it was my forsworn duty to do so.
Of course. Excellent. And your service is appreciated, as I said. So, and he gets names and such, and Shafiri gives her names. Hef just kind of gives his name, and he is so young that's the Duke doesn't really bat an eye at that. He goes, well, so we have two factions, at least acknowledged factions, and here very specifically in relation to the cult of the dragon. Yes, I have heard the stories. I know they have not had any activities that we have heard of within Baldur's Gate, but I know from the Lord's Alliance and leaders of the other cities north and east into the interiors of the raids that have been going on. So, and then this is where then Alamir, if you share the stuff that you know, a lot of it, yes, he does know, but some of it is new to him. It's very obvious that the cult has not really been a huge concern for Older and Baldur's Gate up to this point. So what are they doing here?
Ooh. Okay. Not saying out loud, but I don't want to say a word about it because I necessarily was going to say anything about the caravan.
So,
when Alamar, you gave him all that information. You didn't say anything about the caravan, did you? You didn't say nothing.
you're muted.
Of course I did. Not.
Okay.
Did?
You didn't?
Okay.
Okay.
Not. Okay.
No.
So, so Alamir, the Duke just asked what the cult is doing within the city.
And Alamir's response, kind of what I'm adding to Luna's, that the cult has been moving from city to city, explaining the first time we found them, the second time we found them. We are just following the cult. That what they're doing here, we don't know, except for this might be someplace that they consider a base. He just says that, trying to make it sound like this is a place that they want to take a hold of, because they've been doing that to other cities. But unsure whether that is what's going on. Again, we're still trying to figure it out.
Well, but you do know that that's very not specifically why they're here right now.
They're just using this as a thoroughfare.
Yes. So with what you just said, I'd like you to make a deception check, please.
And he doesn't believe me.
I do believe you know far more than you are saying. How many are in the city, and what is their purpose here?
Two that we know of.
I was going to add, we don't know how many, but the two we were following, we were hoping to lead us to whoever else they may have here.
So
the real question is, where were they going if they were heading through this gate? Who were they going to meet?
Well, that is a good question. And at this point, so when he came in, the three who were eating dinner got up and they saluted, and then they went. And there were two guards at the door. He turns to the guards, and he waves them away, and they step outside. And then
I do have a question.
Scoots his chair up, and he leans forward, and he says, "Look, we are all on the same side here. We need to work together. I know that, as I said, I know that there is a lot of activity and it is affecting a great many people out there. And I am not only thinking of my city, but of the people of the realm. And if there is something that I can do to help, I can only do that if I know what is going on.
Alamir spills it.
You tell him about the caravan?
Yes.
Ah.
And
Do you tell them our plans?
No, I don't tell them our plans. I just tell them that these two in this...
Actually, why not?
Well, not yet. Get him to at least give up what he wants to say and stuff like that. But explain to him that the two that were inside that pergola, whatever it was, that we needed to find them in this city, and that's what we've done, is we've exposed them.
The question I'd have is those orcs. I'm guessing we're hired to take them to somewhere, and to travel from city area to another area, you have to have some sort of special passes. So would those orcs, or who would have those passes, or know where they're going?
That's actually a really good point. Might
The
catch the trail there.
yes, the palanquins, where the palanquin was going has already been is being researched. There are good records that are kept by the local businesses. We should have that soon. I would imagine though that it would have just been some local establishment, but we will. If it's more than that, we will find out. You said you had mentioned the caravan, and so he's like, so what can you tell me of this caravan? Is the caravan here? So the caravan, of course, isn't in the city, but have they come? Then I would imagine they've arrived in the city and are preparing to.
Yes. We believe they are about to depart. Yes, we believe they are about to depart, and we were going to join them, infiltrate, and learn what they were doing in more detail.
I see.
So it does seem our interests may be aligned. So why don't you tell us what you know, and maybe we can figure out what's going on together.
Well,
that was a persuasion, by the way.
We'll go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Why not?
Excellent. So he tells you what he knows, and I'll tell you what. Smock, roll, make a luck roll, 2d10 for me, please. Okay. He goes, as I've said, there's been no activity here, but I've heard of activity north in Waterdeep, and further north in Neverwinter, and at several places in the city's inland, all the way as far north as Lady Illustrial's city. And of course my mind just blanked out. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
But I know that they have been active up in Silvery Moon, or near Silvery Moon. So beyond that, we're still working on identifying exactly where, what their ultimate goals are, which you've provided me with a bit more than I have heard. I have not heard much over the last 10 day or so. Just a few reports coming in here and there. There are many other things going on at this time as well. I've just kind of set those reports aside as they have not affected us up to this point.
Can we see those reports?
They
You have the information of ours. Can we have the information of yours? It might fill in more holes in what we know.
Yes.
There may be things we don't realize are important that might cue us to, oh, by the way, we didn't realize this.
Did we tell him that it looks like the Thay wizards are in cahoots with Cult of the Dragon, and that
would have been in the I spilled it.
That you did spill it all. So he had a blue dragon mask. We said he had a dragon mask.
Yeah, I spilled it.
Okay, all of it.
Okay.
Very good.
That's more than I knew you said. That's excellent.
That's why I wanted to bring that up, because that's kind of big news right there.
Well, right, that because of having both the half dragon in purple and the Thay in purple.
In purple, yes.
Giving knowing that they and I even tell them, when they ported out of here, they are within the steeps right now. You should have your guards block off. You guys should have your. Of course, they're going to be invisible, but
we will.
You let him know that one tried to go invisible and you stopped him?
No.
Of course he did.
No, that I do not, because I didn't start the fight.
Okay. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
The rest of us were innocent. What are you talking about?
I do have a question, because I was trying to honor the and not. Obviously, he knows I may transform and stuff. Next time we run into him, are we authorized by a city to go full bore to do our best to subdue them or stop them?
You do know we're not stopping them right now.
I know that, but
okay, good.
I did not transform because the guards don't know me, and I might got arrows in my butt.
Yes. Duke Older says, well, you certainly have my permission and support. I shall pass the word down through the Flaming Fist. They will watch the lower city and the outer, and we do make forays occasionally into the outer city, and we shall increase those, as well as see if any of our informants have additional information. I do not like that they are using here in my city and taking spoils from the hotlands north.
Do we tell them about the slaves that we had freed?
Well, that's like a whole other level of storytelling.
Yeah, no.
Jinx, name, rank, serial number.
No.
The bard doesn't talk. He's stoic. Perfect.
Nope. This is the whole. I'm not oversharing any piece of information because, quite honestly, I don't know who this person really is, even if they are well known, and I don't want to.
Sounds like you've had run-ins with the police. So yeah.
I have.
Mention that
corrupt police. He's a paladin.
I do mention that they do take prisoners, and we've done our best to free prisoners that we could.
Very good.
Including, if you're gonna mention the prisoner things, and I guess I would throw out, including a Hepson little guy who Leoson. I throw his name out, basically throwing him to the wolves as far as not being able to handle himself.
You really like trying to make people look bad, don't you?
Well, Leoson, I mean, we had to rescue
thing.
him. We did this, we did that for him. We had to carry him. I mean, come on.
He goes, Leoson, I've heard the name before. Relation to Candlekeep, I believe.
I shrug at the Candlekeep part, and I just go on and, yeah, little guy, and
I've not met him, no. So, you say you have this mission that you are hoping to infiltrate the caravan and learn more about them. So
which may just got a little more difficult.
Did you mention where the caravan was going, and that you knew that? Did you mention Castle Neratar?
The only thing we would have mentioned was we believe the caravan was for sure heading to Waterdeep, which really isn't giving anything away per se.
Right. So it seems this is an opportunity to learn more about the organization and what they are doing, and I know that information is of great import right now. So very well. If that is what you wish to do, then I shall simply have things watched and will not interfere. As long as they do not cause any problems or hurt anyone in the city, we will let them leave.
I would assume that was his persuasion check on us.
No, that's in response to what you've been telling him and what you'd like to do.
Sure. So he's in agreement effectively.
Yes.
Okay.
Jinx, you can tell that he is certainly not happy about that decision. It's very obvious he is a man of action, and would simply like to gather them all up and imprison and question and take a more direct approach.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I actually will throw this out. Actually, it wouldn't hurt if you did get a couple of them up on some whatever charges, and pulled aside, maybe making more room for our need to be there. Basically, increasing the ease of our access to the merchants' caravan as we need. As I give him a wink.
Of course. Who
Did you see the question I asked?
Do you have a contact in Blackgate that you are working with?
Yes.
Yes, and that is Akin Celeban.
I'm like, I know the name if I heard it, but that's it. Yeah. I'm like,
Luna asked a question. I'm not sure if he asked it out loud or.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah. I asked if he had any better ideas than we had.
Of what you guys should do?
Or what us together working with him and us should do. In case he has an option we're not aware of.
Well, the only other thing I can think of would be to simply gather them all up, gather all the treasure they have raided and stolen from the good people of the Heartlands, and see what we could learn from questioning and magical means, and returning the treasure that we can, minus a modest finder's fee, of course, to where it came from.
Shipping and handling, you mean?
Exactly. It is Baldur's Gate, after all.
there is something you could do to help us.
Yes.
You don't happen to all the times here have any sovereign glue laying around, do you?
uh,
I mean, I'm just thinking about if we need to gum up the works a little bit.
Not that I know of. There are those in the city that deal and trade. The only magic shop that I know of is the traveling one, the cart that travels throughout the lower city.
Yes. The one selling this famous snake oil that instantly regrows all your hair.
I'm sure he has that as well, from what I've been told.
And I'm just thinking out loud here to everyone. Since those two leaders have seen several of us up close.
Yeah, you guys we're kind of we made it harder on ourselves. Yes, we did.
Yes. So we'll have to figure out ways to overcome that. Smokey's a little one, so we should be able to just hide him.
Wear disguises. Wear mustaches.
We'll all
We all
put a toothpicks in our mouth.
No. All we had to do is put a pair of glasses on. It worked for Clark Kent.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I was doing what we do in the shadows, where all he does is put a toothpick in his mouth.
Yeah.
And he's like, yep, no one recognizes him. Yeah, that's all you need.
Or he changed his shirt.
Well, that's why I got the cloak. I reverse 2 different colors, 2 different sides. I don't know if that's going to help in this case or not.
Yeah, that's your face has been front and center now. And
Apparently,
Smock, with his new bald look, has been front and center.
Because it shines a little bit of light and just gleams.
Well, I shall. I guess if you'd like, you can come with me right now, and you can look at those reports, or I can have copies of them delivered to you in the morning wherever you're staying.
Please do. I'd like to look at them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If we wait till morning, if they're shipping out and we're trying to catch up with that caravan.
We don't know when they're leaving, do we? We actually know when they're leaving.
No
We know they just got
caravans take a minimum of a day, usually 2 or 3 days to put together, and they would never leave. Middle of the night.
Yeah. So it's up to Alamir when he wants to look at. I'll go with Alamir when he looks at them, though.
Well, if they're being delivered to you at your inn, so.
Yeah.
All the free looking you want.
I say it's time we get back to our inn. We need some sleep.
Well, it has been good meeting you all. Thank you again for your service. I'm glad to hear that no one was severely injured or permanently killed in any way. As we will continue the search, and if we find out more, I will have that relayed to you with the reports. And if you find out anything else, please get a message to me. With you can just find you can deliver a message to any of the lower city, any of the flaming fist gods in the lower city. Tell them.
You said those are the ones that were wearing literally the red sashes.
Yeah, they're wearing red. They literally have a flaming fist emblazoned on their tabards. Tell them that you have a searing message for me, and they will see it delivered.
Thank you very much. Now, how do I get back to the inn?
Yeah, and he leaves, and you guys can retrace your steps back.
Oh, are we going to be able to get into the temple in this district again without having to go through all this rigmarole?
That's if you need to get in, you'd have to make a special request. Do you ask him?
Yeah.
Will it?
I do not see like for what that
If-
is.
I'm just
If we
if something
get to-
if
If you
something,
have
something
nicer
happens in the next
clothes.
if something happens
For-
in the next few hours, and there's a chance where we run into a situation where we find out that there's something happening in the temples, and we send a message. Is there a way that we can still go in and respond without having to wait for all the bureaucracy? I know you guys love your political stuff and you love doom paper shoving, but is there a way for us to be able to
I
make
assure
the
you-
action needs to be taken?
I assure
I know
you,
he
I
doesn't,
have no
by the way.
love.
That
of
was
any of
eloquently
but
said.
I understand what you were saying, and yes, I will leave message with the watch so that they will recognize. I'm sure.
Can we just get
I'm
something
sure-
in writing?
I am sure that the stories are already traveling through the barracks, and I will make sure that you are free to come and go as you please for your stay here.
You are definitely the conservator of this place. Awesome.
And I do tell them the actions we do take, we will try and make sure they're in the best interest of Baldur's Gates and its citizens.
Of course.
Alamir
I'm not
cries
dead.
himself to sleep.
Very well then. Gentlemen, ladies, it's been a pleasure. Have a good night. And he takes his leave. And as
When he
steps
leaves, how
outside,
many of these guys leave with him? How many? What is in his entourage?
Well, so when you step outside after him, and you see he steps over. He talks to one of the watch guards, and you hear, and he points back at all of you, and you hear him, give the order that you're allowed through the gates into Upper City. And the guard nods, and then he steps over. There is a palanquin.
With trolls.
There is a palanquin that he waves on, and they begin walking. The palanquin begins walking up the street, and he walks behind it, talking, and he has. There would be 6 flaming guards that surround him. One of them that he's talking with as he walks.
Does the guy that the guard? Now remember, you were saying there was a problem between the guard and the watch. So the guy he talked to at the gate, was that watch, or was that a guard?
That was the watch.
Okay, so and the watch do not bear the burning fist.
No.
It's the guard that bears the burning fist.
So you have.
And that's it. Can be yes.
Yeah. So they're all city guards.
Okay.
But the watch guards are specific to the upper city. And
Okay.
the Flaming Fist Guard handle the lower city primarily, as well as outer city and the bridge,
The rougher areas
that you passed under on the river.
Okay.
Like that's their main citadel. So the Flaming Fist is something that I've mentioned this before, but the Flaming Fist is, so the Watch Guard, the Watch is only in Baldur's Gate. They never leave.
Right.
They're like a city watch. The Flaming Fist is actually a mercenary company, the largest and most powerful mercenary company in all of Faerun, that Baldur's Gate pays to help
Protect.
police it and protect it.
Now, do the guards, whether it be the watch or the guard, are they positional only at the gates,
So
or
the
are
gates
they
is the
wandering?
watch. Right. That's why the watch handles the gates.
And the guard actually do
They patrol.
They patrol. Okay, that's what I'm good
Yeah.
then.
But they only
got it.
patrol the lower city. So the ones
The
that
lower
you saw with him was probably his private guards that would go back with him to the Citadel.
So the lower city would be the outside areas, Stone Eyes, Tumbledown, and Blackgate.
No, that's the outer city. Yes, that's the
So-
outer city. And
But
and
these-
and you might, and for the most part, there are no guards patrolling it. It
Okay.
is a relatively lawless area unless something major happens, and then the Flaming
The
Fist
law.
would send a patrol.
Okay.
Would send people to go
I
investigate.
got you. I was just kind of wondering how often we see a patrol guard, a patrol of guards.
As you've been
Sounds
in the 10 days you've been here, you see them in Eastway and Heapside, where you spent most of your time. You see them fairly regularly.
That's fine. That's good. That's all I wanted to make sure is it isn't that they just stand a post.
Nope.
They are patrolling.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
now. When you said he went out to Planquin, was he in a Planquin talking to people outside, or was he standing beside as it moved,
No.
talking to somebody in the Planquin?
He did not get in the Palanquin. It was his, and he just had it take off, and he walked behind it.
Okay.
Yep. It looked like he didn't feel like
Stretching his legs, probably thinking.
Yep.
Just to irritate everybody a little bit more, as he's walking away, I'm going to send a message to him, and all the message is going to say is, "Thank you." That's all it's going to say. I
Okay.
just want to see how he reacts with somebody messaging him in his head. It's not deceived. It's not deceived. It's not, it's not like I'm trying to make a voice or anything. I'm just saying thank you.
You see him stop and look back in
It
your
says,
direction.
"Don't ever do that again.
He yelled, "Guards!"
Kill him."
And he doesn't nod. He just stares for a couple moments and then turns and keeps walking.
That is fine. I just wanted to know what his response would be. So, yeah, okay, we got it. I got it.
Okay.
Elamir's okay with that.
So you
Now we
make
gotta find
your
our
way
way back.
to the
East.
Elf Song Tavern in Eastway.
Mhm.
And I thought we had, yeah, we do. Do. There we go. You're back at the Elf Song Tavern. And on the way back, Shafiri, she says, "So that was very interesting. Got to meet the Grand Duke. I did
Stick
not
with us and we
expect
can
that."
take you places.
And what was that?
If you stick with us, we can take you places.
Yes, I can see that. But I need to go send some reports out and see what I can find out about more about what.
I'm sorry. Is she a harper?
Yeah, she is. She is the only harper you've encountered in the city.
Of Baldur's Gate.
Yep.
In Baldur's Gate, yeah. So as far as you know, she's the only one currently working here.
Wink and a nod, and basically,
Not a wink and a nod. Not a wink and a nod. If she's going to be able to make contact with her contacts, I think we need to report this back to. I was going to say Lady Sif. That's not her name. The big lady of the one who's to put us into the Harpers.
In
In the whatever that city. Again, I'm going to get my notes out. Was it Valeria who did it?
High Lady Celeria.
For me,
the person that actually would take reports would be Belhar Thantarth.
I think this is something that we need to let them know, that we're still on target and on pace and on plan, but there's two of them now, and one of them's a hand, a red death hand, the burning hand of death.
And she has that information.
Does she? I mean, not Siffin, not her. I'm talking the other one in the other city.
I'm saying that she has that information. If she's reporting, the information's getting reported.
I just want to make sure it goes. Yeah, I just want to make sure she's sending it south or southeast, too. That's all.
She just asked her to check in on our behalf.
Exactly. And who is it again? God, why don't I have that? Yeah, I got nothing.
So it is very late at night. So what do you do when you get back to the tavern? Obviously,
have a stronger drink.
A stronger drink. So
and then go to bed.
Yeah, I mean there isn't anywhere near this many people here this time of night at this point. So you can have some strong drink. You go to bed.
Okay. Now the problem is I count 6 of us and 5 beds.
there's a third floor. Remember?
Okay, just making sure.
There's a third floor that is all bedrooms.
Right before we go to bed, I bring this object out. In case I go down, I explain to them how it's used. In case it's needed to revive one of us, so we can revive the rest. So now everybody knows how to use this within our party, our trusted party.
You took that one? Thanks, Jinx. I don't want to be anywhere near the stairwell.
So
what the heck? I'll sit in the chair right here.
We can put Spot next to the stairwell. He wakes up all the time.
He just sleeps the whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So okay. You all go to bed, and
no, I don't.
You don't?
I go to chair. I have to get in a trance.
Yes. Well, you need to get comfortable. You need to rest.
There's a big comfy chair right here. Oh no, that's it.
Do you do anything special tonight, like watches or anything?
Yes. Alamir will take the first 4 hours. And I will pull a chair from this into this corner.
Okay.
Because I'm going to use the other 4 to trance.
So
I have more than a couple of stiff drinks, and I lay on the table there. So.
All right. I'm not going to. So you set watches. Doesn't really matter who and when. Okay. You set watches. You are a little extra careful because of the encounter tonight, and the night goes uneventfully. So you can all take a long rest.
Okay.
And especially Alamir and Luna.
I need 3 rests.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 rests after going down 3 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alamir promises it's never going to happen again.
And we get
you're not going to get back up again?
That's right.
We get 8 temp points in the morning.
That's in the speech.
It blesses you.
That was a long speech.
Is it? It just keeps getting shorter and shorter. It's like, yeah. you know how it goes.
You know.
Is it 8 or
I mean, if you really want me to do a 10-minute speech, guys, I could probably work one up, but I'm pretty sure you'd say enough. So.
I kind of do to see how long we can last before we're just like, no, we don't want the temps anymore.
Well, all right. Challenge accepted for next time. I'll be ready.
Wait, where? I got it. I keep noticing Hef's token is never here. Get the correct one. There we go. A new and improved Hef. There we go. So you wake up in the morning. You have breakfast, and there is and a flaming fist guard walks in the door while you're eating and sees you, walks over, nods, asks, I assume you are the let's see, Alamir, Jinkin, Smock, Luna, Spot. I do not see the other lady, but you are the ones who met with the Grand Duke last night. Am I correct?
Nod.
Yes, nod.
And he reaches into a small satchel and pulls out a large scroll case and sets it on the table. Those are for you. If you have anything that you need returned, I believe you have instructions, and you can find us in the streets.
Alamir nods again and takes the scroll case, and he basically, everybody who's here, he says, I'm going to take these upstairs. These aren't something to be.
A good day to you all. And he turns and walks out. So, Alamir.
Yep.
There is a good number of reports. There are, and they go back a ways. So, all of the reports, in some way, shape, or form related to the Cult of the Dragon. They actually go back at least 6 months. Approximately, about 6 months.
Is there any of the town we think they may be heading to that we did not say?
So what the reports talk about, some of them just detail various. So here, I'm going to drag everyone over to our wonderful map. And so right now, in some of the reports, the reports basically, you see reports about, there's a recent one about the raid on Greenest, some of the other small little areas in the city, in the heartlands, including the forest to the south. There are some talking about some raids that were done around the Serpent Hills, including one talking about raids of all the towns and cities in the area, including Hybor and various other small places. The only place that within that region that seemed to be, the Serpent Hills. I was thinking of the wrong place. I'm thinking of up here by Red Larch, Yartar, Tribor. The Golden Fields wasn't touched, but there were raids in the other cities and the surrounding farmlands and communities. There were, and that was the closest raids to Waterdeep. There were north of Daggerford, between Daggerford and Succumber. There were some raids all the way over by the Grey Peak Mountains, and these. So all the ones close to Waterdeep, Daggerford, all these ones I've been talking about, these all happened within the last 15 to 20 days. Going back several months, there are further west, or east, I'm sorry. So, all the way well over, including east of this map, closer to the Sea of Fallen Stars, and then all along north, all the way up into Cormyr and other places that are well away from the Sword Coast. There are just occasional, and they're like tiny little notes. Like, these are not detailed reports. It's like you can see, it's almost like you're getting a redacted list of reports of a bunch of things that are happening in the world, and there are these little snippets that pertain to the Cult of the Dragon.
Does any of it seem like it's code of any kind?
Can Alamir use his, background to try and put it together?
There's
Either to see where they're going towards, or what the next possibility might be, that type stuff. Because he already spent 2 weeks doing history, so now he's doing present.
Okay. So let's do this. So Alamir is trying to find patterns within the history of what he's researched versus what he's looking at right now.
Yep.
Okay. So Jinx, what are you looking at, and how are you trying to interpret and help here?
Honestly, I was just looking for similarities in the words, and I don't know why I'm thinking I know that these are probably not going this far into it, but all I could think of was, I don't know if you guys ever watched the movie with Benedict Cumberbatch.
The one about the breaking the code?
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the movie for the life of me.
What's the name of the machine? That's the name of the movie.
The Enigma.
There you go, the Enigma.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm looking for something consistent, and see just because I don't know if this is that or not, but I'm still looking to see if there's any kind of like, this is kind of like a mini coded message or whatever. Basically, I'm looking for every single letter has the letter, T as a third letter or whatever the happens to be.
Okay. Got it. All right. So Jinx, you could you could roll your faction and politics if, or I'd even let you roll deception if you wanted to try to use it to decipher, try to figure something out. Alamir, go ahead and roll investigation. Just straight, both of you.
That work?
Yeah, I think you got it.
So, I'm unfortunately, Jinx, like you're confident there is no pattern. There is nothing makes any sense. These are just simply nobody is trying to hide any messages here. These are in fact, you're kind of surprised because there would be hidden messages of some type if it had been a report by the Harpers, right? Any Harper would encode some level of the message. But the Lord's Alliance doesn't seem to do that. It's pretty straightforward, cut and dry. It's like, here's what happened. There you go.
Well, can't tell the Lord's Alliance is known for intelligence, at least.
So, Alamir, here's what you get. It looks like there was relatively standard what you would expect to hear. So there's raids, and there's also reports of various types of like what the cult is known for, which is working so let's see, the two main things that historically they have done is one sec here, I just want to look something up real quick. They have lots of different enterprises that they're known to do, but they do, they do blackmail and extortion is one of their primary ones. So, and a lot of that has to do with trade routes, and that's how, you've heard of that. And in your research that you were doing recently, you kind of put together stories that you knew about travel routes that merchants would take, away from the tradeway on the coast. That sometimes there would be areas, sections that were, in danger of being attacked by dragons or large groups of bandits and stuff, and you kind of put together that in some of those instances it had to have been the Cult of the Dragon, that they would threaten and that they would do banditry and steal, interfere with caravans, and then get people to pay protection money to not be attacked, which is simply, rather than attacking occasional caravan, if you can get everybody to pay you a percentage, and you don't have to even work for it, you just collect. In addition to things of, there's two reports of minor smuggling operations that were interrupted. One on the close to the inner sea, and another up north around the Great Peak Mountains. And you get a sense that a lot of those minor operations were more significant in the past, and that there's been a change of focus. And one of the reports even talks about there's also more reports, little things saying nothing to report in this area as of late, and they're talking about how some of the operations that have been going on in the past, illegal and legal trade, that were attributed to the Cult of the Dragon are no longer being seen.
Right.
And you get this sense that there's been a shift in resources from these very broad and varied operations and ways to make money towards the raids along with some of the more lucrative extortion places. So, and that the raids themselves obviously were started in to the west and have been spread, or to the east, and have been spreading west and north. Well, that's all you really can get from it.
Okay.
And you notice in particular that there is nothing. There are, like, Silvery Moon itself in north. There's nothing happening up there. At least the reports don't talk about it.
Okay.
The major and all the major cities along the tradeway, Daggerford is the closest that had anything happen to it. There's been nothing close to Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, Neverwinter. Although Neverwinter isn't really even a real big trade city, and nothing south of the forest, so nothing into Am and down into Calimshire. So that's what you get.
Okay.
You see, you do see patterns and stuff, and it kind of better completes a picture for you, and you know that what you've been experiencing is a primary focus of the cult right now.
Okie dokie.
So, what do you guys want to do now?
Well, I believe we had to plan on our meet with that one guy joining our caravan.
Yep.
We could go to a barber and get Smock's head shape. Oh, never mind.
No, we can get him a wig.
Yes.
Curly hair with a big red nose.
So we go see Aiken Celeban.
Yep. All right. So you, after breakfast, you make your way up into Blackgate and on the road again, the Wainwright Equipage house that Akin is supposed to be the proprietor for.
Is the gate actually black?
So Blackgate is very dark. It's not exactly black.
I didn't know if it got named because it was actually a black gate or whatever. So
it looks like at one point maybe it had been painted black or maybe burned a little, but for the most part, like it's darkened. Like how when wood will accumulate weather over the years and darken, and eventually will turn fairly black. But this gate,
they would have sealed that.
What's that?
They would have sealed that, damn gate. It'd been fine.
It's difficult to seal, like, huge pieces of wood for like big gates like this. No, it's blackish. So you go through the gate, and up in the very center, a little towards the north east section. So let's say like at above the E, you find On the Road Again, and it's a decent sized shop, and a little warehouse, big barn, with several wagons, and there's lots of ropes and chains and extra wheels and stuff, things that you would expect people would buy if they were looking to go on a long trip as part of a caravan. And you find Akin. And he is in negotiations with a gnome. And they're in a heated conversation. And after a couple minutes, they come to an agreement, shake hands, and the gnome walks away.
Do we hear any of the negotiation at all?
Yeah, it was.
That's what's heated.
Yeah, it was about the price of a wagon and some materials, and the gnome was going to come back the next day and pick it up, have someone come in and get it.
I could have got you 5% more. As we walk out.
Oh. Is that right now? Oh.
Oh yeah.
You looking for a job?
Well, as a matter of fact, I look at my compadres here, and I was like, "Yes, we are."
I whisper in Jenkins or near Jenkins to pretty much say Bahamut Shipumaga, and I just touch him on the shoulder.
I look at you strange.
I believe you've just been guided, sir.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, I'm not really hiring. This is kind of a one man shop, but.
Oh, well, do you know anybody who needs a hand? We're very talented.
What is it you do?
Well, I can sell anything, but that's not beside the point. We are all handy dandy at guarding. We can. I don't have land. Can't drive one. Okay, never mind.
Well,
I look at Smock. I'm like, and he is a horseman. His horsemanship is beyond, beyond whatever. And Alamar, well, there's not a thing out there that he doesn't know about.
I'm sorry. This is. I don't hire guards or deal with horses. This isn't the stables. Like you're looking. Are you looking to hire onto a caravan or?
Yes.
Well, there's several being put together right now. So, there's various positions. You just got to ask around, I'm sure.
Okay.
Can you
So
introduce us?
Around, yeah.
Or somebody? Yeah.
Somebody who's come up from the south or southeast, I guess.
Well, it's not.
I mean, we were given your name, so.
Oh, you were by who?
I don't remember who. Hold on. That was like so many weeks ago.
Funny, you should ask.
That was at least a 10-day ago.
It was Anthar Froome.
Yes, that was that guy.
So you tell him that?
Yes.
I was like, you're the ones. Yes. I've been waiting a while. So, okay, yes, I can help you out. And I know exactly that it's just this morning that particular group has been gathering together with some other wagons to form a caravan. So I can tell you that here, let's take a short walk. And he closes and locks the barn door and the main door to his shop, and he leads you up the street to the northwest. He goes, so up here, and you know takes you to there's the main road that kind of leads out the city and out of Blackgate, and there is a large field, and on the edge of the field is a set of there's like stables, including the Old Gray stables, which you know is where your horses are being stabled, along with some staging areas for wagons. And there's some individuals. There's only that the wagons aren't there. There's also, you've passed a lot of warehouses, a lot of barns, which are, and many of them that have signage that they are basically protected storage areas for wagons waiting to continue to leave the city. So up here, you see we have yes, you see that gentleman over there, and he points to this human male who, hello, where are you, sir? You are how come you closed? There we go. Right here. You see what looks like this older Kalashite male. This man dressed fairly nice, and he is talking with a few other people. He goes, that is Samadog the Hoppa. He is in charge of the caravan that is heading north, up to Waterdeep. So he and some of the others are ones that you can talk to, that you could look for a position. And so essentially, he points out to you this person and several others, and there are, okay, close
I'm a Chipumaga. And Jinkin.
Okay. So there is quite a few human male merchants. There's human female, a moon elf female merchant, a half elf male merchant, and a gold dwarf male merchant. And most of them are hiring guards. With one of them, actually, the dwarf is also hiring a driver.
Really, just throwing that into the laps, huh?
I quick converse to you guys just to see if any of you guys, first of all, do you guys have the ability to handle land vehicles?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said I know everything.
Yeah, I know. I said it doesn't mean I knew it. I just went there and threw it out there just because you're trying to get them to buy you.
Well, on with what he's thinking about, my emote was, do I know any of them from the merchant crossover or the
Right. Have you ever seen any of these people before?
Or traded with them or
Right.
worked with them?
So, given the type of trade that your father does, Roll me 2d10.
2d10. Everybody's getting 10 tonight, right in the middle.
Yeah, and 10 does next to nothing. That is about
gotcha.
as average as you can get.
There, 12.
11 is actually the perfect average. So
Need me roll or not?
none of these people run in the same circles.
Gotcha.
So you do not recognize any of them.
Okay. And so, I will approach the dwarf who says he's looking for a driver, and inquire.
And before he kind of leaves you,
Can you just pay more than others?
can you,
Driver pays really well.
So where is? Oh, because it was up there because I closed it. Akin will tell you. He'll say so. He goes, so here's what I know so far. He goes, you have these various merchants here who are hiring people. It looks like at this point they have put the caravan together pretty quickly, other than the hiring of guards and the one driver. There are a total of 15 wagons
It's a
that have
large
been waiting
caravan.
and that is larger than normal, yes. But that is because 5 of them are from your friends.
Friends. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Friends.
Okay.
Friends.
Got big noses, spit things.
You know if those friends are going to be taking the lead, the mid or the
Rear.
tail?
I
15
do
of
not.
them?
That has not been decided that I have seen. They're still probably talking that out. I know that they're hoping to do all the hires today, which, especially with all of you around, should be pretty easy, and leave tomorrow. Some of these wagons have been waiting quite a while. Most of the past 10 day, waiting for a large enough gathering of wagons to head north safely. So they're ready. They're ready and looking to leave as soon as possible. So
Look at all.
we don't need to role play all of this. So my question is, you have a few choices to go with the caravan. You could hire out as a guard, and at least you get paid a little something. There's the one driving position, or you can pay to be a passenger.
Hire
We
out.
have our merchant here. We could be.
The merchant's driving.
I would get on my war horse, and I would go up to that Bagamet, and I'd say I'd happily be your guard if you wish for this journey.
May
Who?
Bohemet Biomet guard you.
Who and which one? Is there a
You
specific
you
one
said
you went?
you said Bagamet was the one of the guys, or was he somebody different? I thought he was one of the main guys.
He is the
Bagamet,
guy.
you showed a picture of him.
Samurdog, the hopper.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
So let me just double check here.
I mean, do you go near his cart at all?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Did you touch his cart?
So yes.
I wouldn't think so.
So Samurdog is looking for 2 guards.
Okay, I would be on my war horse, and then in a fit of showmanship, um, uh, I would do a little bit of just showing how tough the war horse is, and I would make sure my eyes glow an extra golden, and I would say I can be your guard. I'll be an excellent guard for you in an
Go join him.
attempt to, yeah.
So, yeah, and I assume then if he's hiring two, that you would keep Hef with you or no?
Yes.
So you and Hef could both do it. And Hef actually, one of the things that during the training, right, one of the resources that happened was that Hef was given a war horse to train with as well.
Brilliant.
The two of you, being the trained warriors, have war horses.
Brilliant. Yes.
Here. And there's his animal handling. So he is quite proficient with it. As a good start. Yes, so Samardog is extremely happy to hire you. And I'm going to put down here...
Do you mention anything about your friends?
Well, that's just
There's
one
other
of them.
people.
So this is Smock.
I just don't want to be responsible for the fragile stuff he's hauling. It's all going to probably be broken by the time they get there.
So then let's do the next one. Then let's go. We'll keep this simple. So the gold dwarf. Gold dwarves are basically hill dwarves in Faerun. His name is Lai Angastun. And I've got to have a proper accent for the dwarf. His name is Angastun. So he is looking for a driver and guards who's... So Alamir... so there would be one driver, two guards. So Alamir is going for the driving position, which should be really easy. He's obviously adept, can talk about his history.
Probably never stop talking.
Never stop talking. But when he does approach to be the driver, first thing he's going to do is ask, can he inspect the cart and horses?
So he is hauling. So first off, actually, let me just say, Smock, Samardog, is actually hauling expensive, fragile porcelain of all types.
Okay.
That is what he.
I don't guarantee the load. I guarantee the protection.
No, and he's perfectly fine. He goes, it makes its way. It all seems to travel without a problem. I have years of experience packing. Not a problem. And Samardog is the head of the caravan, which is not... It's not really a role of leadership to tell other people what to do, as much as it is one to coordinate and make sure that everybody stays together, that they know their places at night so that you can protect yourselves. It's to really just to kind of coordinate the travel situation so that people stay safe. All right. So along with Alamir, and remember there is Spot as well, so you can throw him out in a spot if you think he should go with someone in particular.
Definitely not a dwarf. But I'm going to go with Spot, and I'm going to utilize him as my talk up of why we're going to be such great guards. And I'm going to lie about myself being such a great physical specimen for a person to be a guard.
Okay.
Because I know that's not true, but I'll talk my way into it, and I will use Spot as my as the muscle, so to speak.
So then, Luna, were you
And
interested then in being a guard
I'll,
on the in the same wagon with Alamir?
yes, I'll approach them, say I can help with the guarding. I may be smaller. I got a good big stick and I can fight well with it. But what else I bring is I've been practicing some with herbalism and stuff. So if people get cut, sprained, stuff like that, I can help in that realm in some areas as I'm not full up, but I'm learning that and I do have some knowledge there. So
Very
if
good.
people get sick, I can help.
you said there
Okay.
was a male elf around that was doing was a merchant or something.
There is. So there is.
We'll use him.
Oh, and I'm sorry. And so Alamir Lay is carrying scented cooking oils and perfumes from the south, from On.
Uh, scented oils and perfumes.
Yep. Cooking oils and perfumes. Okay, yes, so there was. So there is. Yeah, male moon elf.
Luna?
Basically a high elf, but from probably the Moonshade Isles.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he's hiring guards, so that's where you guys want to go?
Yep, that's what me and
He
Spot
and
will do.
he and his so it's Nuhar Seralim. He and his brother Selvek, who
Can you spell that?
yes, I would give you that. So Nuhar Nuhar Selaman and his brother Selvek. Selvek is mute. He doesn't speak. But they are carrying exquisite wood carvings made by the elves of Cormyr. So, okay. Right there. So that is going to be Jinx and Spot. All right. So the wagons are they're so you kind of hang out. You get hired. You hang out. I need to somewhere. I'll look up for next week, kind of how much you get paid and stuff. The trip from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep is long, and it takes a full. Actually, it takes 2 months. It takes 10 days.
All of which I spend time messing around with my little locks as we're kind of traveling,
Yep.
and and then other times playing some songs here and there just to kind of keep things rolling without being everybody too bored and such.
Okay. So here's the thing. So I'll give you some of the other details in a bit. Let's see. How much can you get? Well, I'll look this up. But rather than, because there's lots of details and things. There's lots of things that can happen. But it's like doing this day by day or a few days at a time even is very boring. What we're going to do, and there's a specific reason why you are joining the caravan, and that is to try to gather knowledge. So we're going to try something a little different, and we're going to do this as a skill challenge. And it's going to work like this. You have 6 10 days, and you're going to everybody is going to get an opportunity to kind of say what they want to do to try to gain information, talking to people, just kind of hanging out and trying to overhear things, watching people carefully, whatever it is you come up with. It can be a coordinated effort with between different people, and you're going to do different skill challenges, and every 3 successes will get you the opportunity to learn something new. Every 3 failures, and I think I'll probably end up changing how these tracks go, but every 3 failures will result in an event of some type that we'll jump to and just kind of set what happens. And that's how we'll get through these 2 months, to see what you can learn before you reach Waterdeep.
Okay.
How are we reusing skills? I'm assuming it's skill-based stuff.
And I will do my best to have Bahamut bless them as much as possible.
So I'm going to put...
I'm only asking because it's like, am I going to just basically use the same skill over and over every 10 day, which I could see being possible, but I'm not. That wasn't the plan, but I'm back in mind going, there's just some limit here.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. So here's the thing. No one can use the same skill twice.
Okay.
So if you want to use persuasion, each person can only use it once. Investigation, once for each person, like whatever it is. Okay. So this method, this format, hopefully gets you to try some creative things.
So, on that note, since each of these 10 days are going to be different days, and it's going to be a combination of days or whatever, I'm assuming you don't want me to totally abuse this. If somebody's going to tell me kind of what they're looking to do, I would like to provide them bardic inspiration to allow them to take that 1d8 at bonus to their skill check.
Okay.
It doesn't work on me, mind you, but it works on them.
So here's what I will say is that, because you were talking about, you're trying to do something over the course of an entire 10 day, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So if you are providing bardic inspiration, which only lasts 10 minutes, that is what you're doing, because you're focused on trying to help that person. Same thing for Smock. If you are providing guidance to a specific person, that's what you're doing for that 10 day, to help boost that one roll.
Okay, so the skill challenge track thing, is this literally a skill track challenge for our entire group?
Yes. Yes, it is. So and depending on what you try to do, it might just and actually a lot of these are going to be, well, some of them might be, it'll depend on what you try to do. It might be a flat DC that you're trying to beat, or it might be a contested DC against some of the specific NPCs in the group, in the caravan. So
will these be solo, or could some of them be like 2-3 of us try and accomplish the same thing together?
Yep. So that's the thing. You can try to accomplish something together. Here's the thing, though. within a 10-day, you need 3 successes to get information. Right? So you have to figure out how you coordinate together in at least 3 of the 5 of you, or 6 of you actually, there's 6 of you technically. 3 of the 6 of you have to be doing something and make successful skill checks. I will say this though, that will carry over. So that's why I think I don't like how I actually set the tracks up, because you are just going to keep doing. You don't just get it. Let's say you get 2 successful ones the first 10-day, and 1 failure, and then you don't start over the second 10-day. It's cumulative. Does that make sense?
You could legitimately have 15, goods and 4 bads, and all 4 bads are going to be the first track, and the first one the second track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'll probably modify these so that we just. Actually, no. This is good. We'll track it like this. But you just know that it's cumulative. So when you hit 3, once you hit 3 successes, you get information. Once you hit 3 failures, an event happens. Doesn't matter which track they're in. Just the total. And what I really need to do, I have like a list. That I need to actually give you guys. So, they'll, like I said, they're looking to leave the next morning. They are hiring the rest of the guards. They're able to find their guards. The rest of the guards are just your basic guards. They're just
red shirt, red shirt,
yeah,
red shirt,
general,
red shirt.
your
Without a flaming
general,
fist.
generic person looking to make money as a caravan guard.
Bob.
And the cult wagons. So Samardag the Hopper and Smock and Hef are going to be in the first wagon. And I will put I'll put all of this into a handout. Then there is a human merchant who is carrying Kalashite silk, who's going to be number 2. And then there is a human male, who doesn't really talk, and he didn't interact with any of you. And he has, no one seems to know what he's carrying in his wagon, and the wagon is fully covered and tied down. He seems to be the driver. His guard is a gargoyle that sits in the wagon and stoically and almost never moves even. The next 5 wagons, 4 through 8, is the Colts, and they don't interact with people. You do, so you see they're all dressed in just travel leathers, cloaks, traveling gear. You see they have they all have the standard short swords that the Colt uses as weapons. A lot of them are carrying crossbows, and they look to be they all look to be pretty serious. You do notice there are 2 leaders, 2 people who seem to be in charge, kind of a primary and a second in command. The person who seems to be in command is hello, where are you? This guy right here. showed to players. There we go. This guy seems to be in command. And this woman I said show to everyone. There she is.
It's showing.
She seems to be the second in command. Everybody make a perception check. Good. That's appropriate. Oh, thank you. I wasn't going to worry about that. So, Luna, it's okay, Luna. We're going to use your passive. So, Luna and Alamir and Smock and Jinx. Yeah, this was very appropriate. Spot and Hef just kind of, they must have been off talking to the side. You all notice pretty clearly, Alamir, especially you catch this woman looking over at you, at your group, and kind of following your movements fairly often.
Which woman?
The other guy and none of the other cult people, like they look, but like they don't look like they're not looking. She looks like she's tracking what you are doing.
When you say she's tracking, are you talking, is this actually when the caravan would be developed already and so it's going to be a different position, so she's looking at Alamar's particular caravan, or is she looking at...
So this day, this is the day when people are figuring out where they're going to be and figuring out. And during all of this, yes, she is spending her time and energy watching all of you.
Lower kiss.
She smiles, nods at you, doesn't stop watching. You do notice, though, whenever the other guy, the older gentleman, comes walking near her to talk to her, or anyone else is nearby, she stops obviously watching you. She only obviously watches you when the other members of the cult entourage are not paying her any attention. So after the cult wagons, then it's a moon elf merchant, which actually I put the wrong... Oh no, there's a different one. There's another moon elf merchant, a female, who's carrying exotic wood from Cholt. She has the 9th wagon, and then the dwarf with Alamir and Luna is number 10. And then there's another human male with furs and hides. He has 2 wagons, actually. Then there is another human merchant with exotic birds he seems to be from Baldur's Gate, trying to take these very relatively noisy cages of birds up to Waterdeep. Elamir will take care of that in a sec. Then there is Nuhar and his brother with Jinx and Spot. And there's that's next to last. And the very last wagon is a half-elf male merchant who is carrying ale and beer. His name is Bede, Beyed, and you heard a conversation with him from some people being like, beer and ale, like in a caravan, like how do you make money? And he's like, I'm not planning on there being any left by the time we get there. I'm going to sell to all of you. We'll have a grand time on this journey. So, that's where we're going to end for the night. So think about or I'm sorry, we're not going to end quite yet. My apologies. Alamir, you used message and sent a message to the lady, right?
Ash, as she was looking at me,
Uh-huh.
can I help you?
No.
Back into my head, or from the distance, so she's yelling.
No. She's talking back. So, but no, because she can respond to your message.
Correct. So she's using okay.
Yeah, she's responding to the message. She's like, no, this is going to be an interesting journey.
I nod.
And
then fireball right on top of her.
Yeah. And that's where we're going to end for the night. So think about how you might want to attempt different types of approaches to gaining knowledge or gaining the information you're looking for. And things to think about. Also, possible goals just to help you out. So the ultimate destination of the treasure, right? So Castle Neritar, is that the ultimate destination? Or is it going somewhere else? The ultimate use of the treasure, that you still kind of that there's something that's going on in terms of trying to bring Tiamat into the world, but is the treasure, how's the treasure used for that? Or is it used for that, or is it used for something else? You now have the names of 3 of the 5 worm speakers, but there's 2 others, right? So that's more you could learn. What's the exact relationship between the Red Wizards and the cult? And are there other operations going on that you might be able to learn about? And then anything else that you can think of. I mean, that's all I could think of that relates to conversations you've had to date.
Cool.
Woohoo.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for we avoided that was a good battle. Avoided the a party wipe. That was nice. And we get to continue next week and hopefully quickly get through this trip to Waterdeep. And we'll take it from there. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah. So for everyone's who's been watching, we hope to see you next time, and hope that your life is filled with peace, joy, and love. Thank you.